And if we do
right.
what we got to do.
What? You're right. It's funny because when I played basketball growing up, I was a really good player. I was a good shooter, and I'm short. And I would light the biggest guys, and I would make them sit for hours. They couldn't get back in the game. And the one thing I learned, because I used to practice every day, I was one of those 1,000 shots a day guys.
Yeah.
And I came up to the conclusion that no matter what they do on defense, to me, it doesn't matter what they do or try to do. I know what I'm going to do to them. It's just a different mindset.
It's a process, yeah.
Yeah, and then you get confident doing it, and the more you do it, then no one can stop you. You're just off to the races. That's exactly
right. It's all coaches. I tell you what, Mac Brown is at Carolina, back at Carolina, one with the Longhorns. He is a phenomenal guy. Most of the winners, John Robinson at SC, with Terry, we talked about Terry. All these guys, they have something about them. And I've just taken the time to try to chronicle and to research as many as possible, having lived with two of them. It's just amazing. And then, of course, the relationship I had in Privy. And John was a pupil of Red. Then to meet Coach Chaney through John. Yes. And then John Chaney. And then, see, what happens is that you've been at an NABA meeting. It's just like when you work Super Bowl weeks or when you work in the NBA Finals or whatever. When Pop is there and then when you're listening to a private session with Robert Knight and you're hearing him, it's like I'm a junkie for peak performers and people. I don't care if they climb mountains or if they race motorcycles. I want to know, what makes you different than the rest of the pack. And when they share that with you, man, I don't want dinner and the drinks. I'll take a nice cigar, but other than that, I just want you to drop it on me because everybody leaves seeds, man. They're dropping things that may or may not apply to you, but give me that option. Give me the option to choose what I'm going to use. But to get the time, that's why, I respect it so much. You call me, you say, hey, want to do this? I go, absolutely. Because first of all, we have to support our own industry. If we don't talk to each other, nobody else will talk to us.
Well, what's funny? I was really nervous coming on because, when I called you, you didn't even say this is Doc or you said Walker. And at first I thought I had the wrong number. And then I'm like, oh, okay. And then you were like, I want professional. I want this. And I told Rob that I go, Rob, we got to make this good because this guy.
Oh, no, we're fine. I'm just honest.
Yeah. I know.
You at 8:30, you got me at 8:30. I've got a cooler right in back of me. There's a Coors Light on there that's calling my, that's screaming at me.
Saying, come on, take me up.
He's going, come on, take me. I go, no, I'm a professional. I mean, I have to lead by example. And I would never do that before a show because I would never want it done to me before a show unless that's a show format. Now, if we're all doing it, hey, no problem. But I'm just built that way. I'm like, okay. And then your brother. I mean, I didn't give a damn. When you told me, Tony, everything you said, I didn't hear you because it didn't matter. See, I'm going to do this because you're Tony, you're blood. Right. You were Tony. I said, hey, not a problem. I called Frank, hey, Dynamite, guess what, man? Tony's brother. I'm going to be on – because if we don't do this for each other, who else is going to do it for us? Right. You've been doing this, and I just started my thing in March.
Started in March.
Well,
we started.
That's right.
I started in April. I started April 23rd. So I started April 23rd. And so, look, it's you know what it's about, man? It's about grinding, and it's about getting it out there, and then so I'm all in, and we'll do something. And we've never had. We'll do 3, because I can do whatever I want to do. That's the beauty of this thing.
Yes, I know.
Absolutely. By anything, I say we'll do it, but I just like the fact that if you're into sports and you're into people that play and work with the sport, around the sports, then you with me. You're my kind of guy. I mean, and every once in a while, we get some special guys. I know you do. You're a big star, man. No. I'm a grinder, man. I'm just trying to get people on that have accomplished a lot. Right. High achievement, because I want my listeners to learn something. Every episode,
right? And we do.
I want to drop something on them that maybe they haven't heard. That's why my show is my life. Mm-hmm. I just got into bones because the summer sucks unless it's an Olympics on. And I like Netflix, but I can't do it till the weekend because I have an addictive personality. If I start on Monday, I got to finish the whole thing. And I might be up, I can't do that. So I wait the weekends, but I never saw an episode of Bones. Okay. Ever. And then the Stars on SEAL Team, which I like that. And she's an anthropologist. Don't ask me why that would be intriguing to me. I have no idea. All I know is I go, wow, this is awesome. Because I'm learning about things I hated biology. I don't want to cut nothing up this day.
Oh, no. They're still looking for the frog I disassembled years ago.
Yeah, I mean, I killed mine. He was already dead. But the anthropology thing, and I'm going, and they're just and they're constructing scenes and crime. And I'm binging. And I'm up to, I started at 0. I'm up to going to season 5 now in about a couple weeks. And whenever I can afford the time, because I treat myself with TV. Mm-hmm. Some people watch TV like it's their job. It ain't my job. Unless I'm watching, Colin, or I'm watching First Take, or I'm watching Stephen A., or I'm watching Greeny, because our industry is one that gives, UCLA, you had the bookstore, you could buy student notes. Our industry gives you all the notes. All you got to do is watch, pay attention, but you got to watch and you got to pay attention.
I know what's happening.
And you got to watch games. I'm watching. My Nats are falling apart here on the East Coast. My Dodgers are really pissing me off. And but
you know what the problem is? Can I I'm not an analytics guy because you just got to know people.
Well, Dave Roberts is so.
I know. He keeps taking pictures out. He's his own worst enemy. He's got to stop doing it. He lost when they took Bueller out against Washington.
Please. Don't bring it.
Right? He did.
I've been through it.
And then the other night he did it again. Didn't he learn when Cash took out Snell that was not the right thing to do?
When we played the Dodgers here, and Scherzer had thrown, I think, 100 pitches.
You're going to trade Max.
And they were up 2-1. Yeah. Oh, yeah, but they'll be on loan. I hope Max comes back, but I'm all for Max. I love Max.
He's great.
Davey takes him out. Dodgers explode, 4 or 5 run. I'm caught between, because people know I bleed Dodger blue because I grew up a Dodger fan. But I pull for the Nats because they're in my market. So and when they won and the Nats beat the Dodgers, Estevez Ravine got the big bopper, and I was pulling for the Nats. But if the Nats don't play the Dodgers, I'm all blue. And because that was the love of my life. That's all I ever wanted to do was be a Dodger and following them. And I like Davies a Bruin. The analytics are way over my head, but his success is not.
Stupid.
They're injured. They got a lot of injuries. And this pitching situation with Trevor, I don't get it. There's a couple things going on now. I'm like, that's above my pay grade. But the money he's making, now I hear there's some rumblings about questionable teammate that I don't know, could be a false rumor. Here's all I know is that I love baseball. Ohtani is doing, hit a little bit of a lull, but when you can do 2 things like what he is doing and you're learning the language, I mean, if you take any of us and put us over, I would be a wreck. I'd be in my room all the time. So I admire people that come here and learn the language that we take for granted, and then learn all of our slang and all of our mannerisms and things that we have. I love the kid. I hated the All-Star Game uniforms because I'm a traditionalist. I want to see everybody's uniform.
Yes,
I didn't like that.
That's right.
I didn't like that. That ain't me.
It was a big deal when they used to announce people down the first and third base line.
Yeah, man, I loved it. I live for that. I mean, I live for that.
I'm a Met fan, so the National League I used to hate until that night. I go, come on, boy.
Yeah.
But I got to tell you about the pitch count, okay? When I was a little kid, long before there was computers and stuff, my head was the computer, and I could tell you every average of every player. I'm 8 years old, and I'm a Met fan, like I said. And I hate the Yanks because whenever a team like the Cleveland Indians would come in and play them, they used to have a guy named Rick Waits, who was a crafty lefty, and the Yankees couldn't hit him for 7 innings. So what happened was, it happened all the time. He would give up this little manager. Okay, that was the forerunner of the 100 pitch count, because the next guy would come in and get lit, and they'd lose 5-1. It would happen all the time. With that, a 1-run lead, they wouldn't hold it. And I learned, you don't take people out when you're going good. You just got to feel for them all. Even if the guy has a 2,000 ERA, if he's on that night, you just let him go.
It's hard. I mean, I miss Dusty. Dusty and his bullpens. We could go through a lot. Dusty
did it though with the Giants when he took Russ Ortiz against the Angels.
Yeah. Well, that's one thing about managing your pen. For me, baseball has always been, it's just number one, because as a child from Little League, what the great Little League coaches teach you, we had signals in Little League. Yet I coached high school in our area for 7 years. And we had coaches that would have kids run to the sideline to get to play. I thought it was ridiculous. Mm-hmm. You have to challenge young people. They will respond. Mm-hmm. They'll respond to anything you put before them because their aptitude is unbelievable. And especially now with the technology and what this has done to all these kids, it has heightened their perception. So they're easier to teach a lot of things to in sports because they've been able to figure all these games out. They've been able to they've been figuring out all these things. So it makes them good. Mm-hmm. Gentlemen, it is time now for me to thank my throat and my mouth, my glands, because they have waited. There's nothing like, when you first, I like to pour my beer in a cup. Mm-hmm. There's something about me and the can. I never liked that. Cup or glass, but the old school plastic cup. And that first 8 ounces that goes down, I'm waiting for a beer company to just put me in a commercial. I'm the guy. I'm ready.
Well, thank you for coming.
Well, Anheuser-Busch, Doc Walker's available for endorsement.
Hey, man, I am here for you. I won't let you down.
Yeah.
There it is.
Listen, you still do the sideline for the Redskins?
No. This would be, the pandemic kind of ended it. And this year, I will not be on the sidelines in my consecutive streak of 1 million years. In the capacity is coming out, but I'll figure something else out. And
I was going to say, if you came up, I'd like to see when you play the Giants.
I got to start a new streak. It's something, and I will. I got to figure out. It's interesting you get in your 60s that 65 past what people say is retirement, but I've still got some great ideas, some things I really want to do and get done in this field, and I'm going to get after it. I'm take a couple months to just kind of feel it out. This is my first summer of not being in a camp in 25 years. And so change is good when you accept it and try to better your past. I got to move up, and so I've been saying I've been slumming. So now I got to get back. I'm in great shape and I got to go charge now, and I'm gonna go after it. Because I feel like Tom Brady in the sense that whatever people look at your age and go, I feel like I got another good 5 grinding years in me to get after things. Right. And then you got to listen to your body because
everybody slows down at a different pace.
You got to stop, but I'm not. I ain't slowing nothing down. I'm ready to roll. And but it's about being disciplined and about, once your kids, everybody's out of the house, everything's new. It's a new phase. I was talking to one of my dear friends, the Cowboy fan. His kids are like 11 and I think 13 or 14. They golf and swim. They just won all these championships. And I told him, I said, don't miss anything, man. Because what you're doing now is what I would pay to do again. Right. My favorite time is when my boys were involved in extracurricular activities. I took them to every game. I didn't do a contract that didn't allow me to see my kids play on Friday nights. And I told you, I ain't your guy. Because I'm never going to be there on Friday. I'm going to be watching my kids. So I was allowed to do that. And the ACC was very kind, very nice to me because Jimmy Rayburn allowed me to come in night of before. And then I rewarded them by balling out. I was going to be prepared. I'm ready to go. But it was that important to me. What I'm going to do, make a few more dollars and miss my kid? Every game your child participates in is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for something big. Something could happen. It's just huge. So to me, that was important enough for me to want to be at every game. I volunteered. I wanted to be at every practice. I wasn't just sitting in the stands. I was helping every other kid. I was working scout team. I was picking up laundry. I was really the equipment guy. I'd be whatever y'all need me to do to help you guys coach, so you guys can do what you got to do. So I could help that Friday night light still. It's just, it's nothing like it, man. And so when you can say that you got to do that with your kids, then I don't know what else is left. Because to me, that is it. And then they go on their own, they go do their thing. And once they leave, I said, go do your thing. And that's where we are now. And so a lot of phases, life is evolving. It's interesting. And shows like this and formats like we have is an outlet I don't think a lot of people have. A lot of people getting on the bandwagon because this is so positive. It's so good for people who want to. And you don't have to watch. You ain't forcing this on nobody. But if they choose to get on board, I know they're coming back because of the people you pick and the way you guys do your thing. And that's what it's all about. If this is what they want. If not, you can go watch some lunatic do the same thing, and maybe that's it for you. There's no right or wrong. I just like the option of picking. I grew up with black and white TV and 3 channels. So excuse me if I get a little excited when I got 300 now, or I have options to do podcasts and to be on YouTube and do all the things that are available for us right now, like Patreon. Why wouldn't you?
Well, that's the thing. You can pick and choose 300, and you can navigate your show whatever direction you choose. Maybe you have your boys on talking sports on your show, and that's a shared experience. You can go anywhere with your new gig here.
That's my point. My point is, but what I'm going to go, my next level will be on personal development. It'll be about, because I just think that we take competition for granted. We really don't know how to compete on demand. And that's what my deal is to give you the ability to teach you how to push your own buttons. To power up. You ain't got to look to somebody. You don't have to call somebody. You power yourself up and get it done. And so, that's a behavior. That's a learned behavior. It's not impossible. What Kobe did, it's a mentality, man. He picked the black mamba snake. It's a mindset. Then he backed it up with what? First in the gym, last to leave. People aren't going to do it. Generally speaking, most people are lazy. They want to be given. The worst thing you can do to anybody you love is give them something for nothing.
Yeah, right.
The worst thing you can do for them. Make them earn it. Then they'll learn how to earn it. You see, you're from a biblical standpoint about, do you want to give someone fish or teach them how to fish? It's about teaching people how to be self-sustainable. And then also to do the right thing. Not everybody has common sense. That's the biggest mistake you can ever make. What comes easy to you is hard for others.
Right.
Everybody's designed. We're blessed with all this hardware. I mean, we're awesome, but we got to push the right buttons. If not, we'll just sit on the couch, get fat, and fall asleep. That easy.
Yeah. Well, we would love to be on your show if you would have us.
Brothers, we'll make that happen.
Thank you very much.
Doc, it's great having you here.
I don't go as long as you guys go. We ain't going but an hour, but we'll get, if y'all can do 30 minutes, then we'll be okay.
This show,
after we edit this show, Doc, it'll be this will be segments, part 1 through 4 or something.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, my God, remind me to never do y'all again.
Yeah, we got. This is gonna be broken up a bit on the uploads.
Oh my God,
we want you back.
I need to do y'all at 10 a.m. I tell you, man, nighttime again, dude. Like I say, I'm up in the dark, so I'm like, there's sacred times I work to. If you don't enjoy yourself as much as hard as you work, you're a fool. Because you never know if you're gonna wake. I celebrate every day. I go hard every day. I also celebrate in some form every day, and then I go nuts on the weekends because I celebrate with other people. But you got to celebrate life, man. This stuff, you can't be all about work and sleep and eat. You're not on a chain gang.
You're not a robot.
You're not a robot. I mean, you're living in the greatest country on earth if it'll just get his head out of his behind and live up to it. And so you deserve what you get, but you got to have some time to enjoy it, man. And it's simple. I sit on the porch, sit on the back. I love being outdoors. Again, I'm from Cali. So this air conditioning thing, I hate air conditioning. I didn't put a sweatshirt on for you. I had a sweatshirt on because my wife's in the air conditioning. Miserable here. Because, I'm Cali. We didn't even have air conditioning. I like it. So I'm on the porch. I'm on the outside. I'm on the yard. I got to be outside, man. I'm used to being in Southern California. And when that sun dropped, that wind blows off Newport Beach, and all of a sudden we got a nice chill. I mean, that's what I'm used to, but you got to adapt. And I'm surrounded by this thing called humidity, and
I've been here all my life on the East Coast, so yes.
Yeah, but my son lives in Brooklyn, so y'all can have New York. You can have all the East Side. I'm good for a drop in and get out. Ain't me. I like what we have here, the tri-state. I love the versatility. DC, Virginia, and Maryland, all in one day, baby.
Yeah,
we got options.
Right.
We got options. Hey, brothers, y'all be blessed, man. I was honored to be a part of it.
And you know what?
Thank you so much.
We're living a dream, dude. So any way we can do it and make our paths easier, holler back at me. All right.
Will do, Doc. You be well.
Bless.
You stay peaceful.
God bless. Go Orange.